Srima Pramani, Srima Narayani, Srima Devi Maheshwari, Srima Sakshat Parameshwari, Tasmai Shri Guru Matre Namaha. Jai Ma. So I haven't been on for a while. There's so much going on right now, and it feels like a time to really go into a cocoon and consolidate, digest all life experiences and really come down to the lowest level, find out what is important in your life. So if someone were to ask me, how have you survived in India in the lockdown, 3 months now, with very little choice of foods and no exercise, no Ganga, it's hot, 40 degrees, how do you survive? And I would say, I don't. I've decided I'm going to thrive. And it's been a really amazing journey, I guess, to pursue this for so long and actually come to this position, you know, that we can thrive no matter what. Because luckily I have a small garden here, so it's not something we can plant vegetables because the monkeys destroy everything, but I have things in there that it is possible to eat, and I wouldn't have known it before, and I've done more research now, and I'm starting to do things I never did before and eat things I never ate before, and try and live with nature, live with what nature is providing, and find the gratitude, as in, you are so grateful to find something to eat when there's very little that it's automatic to praise Mother Nature, praise the Lord, and be grateful for what is being provided. And there are things being provided. And for me, thriving means to feel that gratitude, to enjoy everything that you can see in your local environment. And this is the strong message coming out of these times, that we have to live locally. We have to survive and thrive locally and get out of the mind and all these problems going on the other side of the world, and just look at what's going on in your life. And in the last 3 months, I broke my toe, then I damaged it again when it was nearly healed, and then I dropped something on the next 2 toes, and I've been hobbling around for 2 months. And it just sort of showed me, the toes actually taught me a lot, because with your hands and your feet, you have your hands, and then you have these extensions that actually do your work for you or help you to walk in terms of your toes. And if one toe is damaged, the whole foot has a problem. And if 3 toes are damaged, the whole body has a problem. It's like you learn the lesson of this connection and how one part of us suffers if another part's not being cared for or is having some pain. And it's the same in society and the people around you. If one person in your community is crying, then everyone's affected. So how can we thrive? How can we thrive together? How can we come together as community? How can we grow our own food? How can we harvest the food that nature is providing and establish ourselves in gratitude, in harmony with nature, in alignment with the rhythms and cycles of nature? And, you know, electricity in India is on and off. There are times no electricity the whole night or during the day. It's like these are natural cycles, but there's still ways to adapt. And if the world gets tougher, which it could do, we're going to have the skill, have the attitude, have the practice in place for a new life. So I encourage everyone to take the mindset now of how can I thrive in these conditions? What do I need to do to change my mind so that I can see everything that's going on with the eyes of a guru? And in our tradition called Sant Mat or Guru Mat, it means the view of the saints. So they talk about, following the teachings of the living master, but it actually means that we, through our practice and through our sadhana and everything that goes on, we transform so that we're no longer seeing with the eyes of fear and lack and pain and suffering, and that we can actually witness the suffering of others in love, giving them space, witnessing, and then doing the same for ourselves, witnessing our own sufferings and pains and embracing them in love and letting them go. And this is the way to thrive, and this is what this lockdown is teaching all of us. It's forcing us to look inside, it's forcing us to be local, it's forcing us not to get on planes and go here, there and everywhere. It's forcing us to look at what we have to do right now, wherever we're living, wherever our body's situated, whatever nature is providing, whatever the community is providing, however we can work together to thrive. And the human species is conscious and aware and an evolved consciousness, and we have the capacity of all species within us. We can survive just like every other species survives. And even if the world becomes extinct, some species will survive and they will continue. The world will go on. So the question is, what's important to you right now? Getting out and fighting for Black Lives Matter, Indigenous Lives Matter, this Lives Matter. Every life matters. We know this. But there's no end to fighting for these rights. We have to find it within ourselves, create community. Every religion, every colour, every race in your local community, and embrace what you have, embrace the people around you, and show them that they matter. And by doing that, we can all thrive. And so it's a special time this week. There's special energies come to Earth again, these different times, like the solstice and this eclipse and the festivals going on. They're all bringing the alchemy into place, and the magic is taking place. And if we can thrive, we will transform and we will really enjoy the future. So if we get stuck in this fear and lack and resistance and looking at life through fear and what can I do to survive, then we've missed the point of this. We've missed the boat. So come on board, let's take this journey. Practice now while there's still time. Get your food growing. Start identifying all the weeds around you. Find out what's edible. Look what's medicinal. Start, using all the space in your environment to help nature to thrive, so that the butterflies, the bees, all have the food they need, and that we have the beauty we need to see that abundance, and that nature can acknowledge that we're really putting in the effort to make this happen, to make this alchemy happen. And let your cocoon really consolidate everything, your whole life experience up till now, all the skills, all the gifts, all the passions that you've had in your life. Now's the time to bring them out. It's like your magic box, your toolkit. Have a look at your life. What have been your passions and desires and gifts and things that you wanted to share? Bring them all out. Bring it all together. Consolidate it all. Let it be digested and let it sort of alchemize in the cocoon, and your butterfly will come out at the right time. That butterfly will come out, and when the butterfly comes out, all you see is nectar. There is nothing else to a butterfly but nectar. Just looking for the nectar and just drinking of that sweetness, the sweetness of life. So this is Santmat, to develop this inner butterfly and see life as a gift, and to see the Divine Mother in action, and to be at peace within yourself. Jai Mata Di.